From outside, the Truax house might look a little creepy.
So,
Let's go inside.
let's go inside. I haven't been in here in many, many years.
Yeah. But when you step inside,
Oh, they left. Oh, good. Oh, wow.
you can't help but see the beauty in its history. Not just because the house was one of the first AIDS hospices in the country, also because of its stunning craftsman-style design.
This is incredible. They left all the woodwork intact.
I'm here with Terry Cunningham,
really-
a retired county public health director. He helped raise the money to get the Truax house up and running.
Well, this was the common area that was used as like a combination living room, and there was a large television for an entertainment center.
The house is named after Dr. Brad Truax, a gay man, a physician, and a pioneering local AIDS activist. He died of AIDS the year the hospice opened in 1988. Cunningham says at that time, 4 to 6 people were dying of AIDS every day, and many were homeless.
There were people that were literally dropped off at this doorstep because people just had no place to go. All of a sudden, they would have an apartment and a partner or a family, and next minute they didn't because they had disclosed that they had AIDS.
Everyone agrees this house is historically significant for both its architecture and its role in the AIDS crisis. But the city hasn't been the best housekeeper, especially in the last few years when the house has been vacant. Holes are in the drywall, the roof needs replacing.
The status quo is not working there.
Todd Gloria represents the Truax House neighborhood on the city council. Here he is at a recent committee meeting on the house's sale.
And as chair of the budget committee, I'm also mindful of the fact that I think it's unlikely the city would ever prioritize this for the kind of rehabilitation that would be necessary.
The high-end estimate for modernizing the house is $1.8 million.
We're coming out onto the deck from a little foyer that was used.
Gloria proposed selling the house on the condition that the city do a review of its historical significance. That process is just getting started.
We had to make it handicap accessible.
But Gloria's plan doesn't satisfy everyone, including Roy McMakin.
Historic designations do not prevent things from getting turned down. They're a speed bump from developers, but I think that it is possible that somebody would buy that even with a historic designation and be able to prove a financial hardship to restore it.
McMakin has another interest in the Truax house beyond its history. He's the president of the Friends of Maple Canyon. That's one of San Diego's most popular urban hiking trails, and the Truax house sits near the southern entrance. McMakin and others want to use the Truax house property to extend the Maple Canyon Trail and give it another access point, one with a gorgeous view of San Diego Bay.
It became, in my mind, really this like missing link to really creating the spectacular circumstance of a Maple Canyon. So when I found it was being sold, it just seemed like an irreplaceable loss. Like I said, I think Maple Canyon could become one of the most impressive open space in a center city in the United States.
One problem is that part of that trail extension would have to go through private property, so the city would need the cooperation of the neighbors. But even with that hurdle in mind, McMakin says the city hasn't been listening to what community members want done with the house.
The Truax House has so many possibilities for public benefit and public use, and it just seems short-sighted. And I'm really at a loss as to why the city is just so anxious to sell it so quickly. It's bewildering to me.
The Truax house could have a future that would satisfy everyone. A developer has expressed interest in buying the property, restoring the house, keeping it as a public meeting space, and working to extend the Maple Canyon Trail. City staffers are looking into whether conditions can be placed on the property's sale to ensure some sort of public benefit. Ultimately, though, the sale will need the City Council's approval. That vote is expected sometime in the coming months. Andrew Bowen, KPBS News.